The best part about video games is they're interactive, and so is the PRESSURECAST. If you have a question, comment, complaint, or correction you'd like to hear read on an episode of the PRESSURECAST, email us, pressurecast@gmail.com. That's pressurecast@gmail.com. As always, please rate and subscribe on iTunes, Stitcher, and YouTube. It's always appreciated. And now, on to this week's episode of the PRESSURECAST. This week on the PRESSURECAST, Sony sells over 18.5 million PlayStations worldwide, Nintendo leaves Brazil, and Xbox will soon introduce Sling. Everything happening in the world of gaming is here, now, on the PRESSURECAST.
Like this, like that, like this, like that, like this, like that, like this, like that.
What's up, Pressure Pals? Welcome to the 60th episode of the PRESSURECAST, the weekly video game podcast that posts every single Monday on iTunes, Stitcher, and YouTube. How y'all doing out there? My name's Colin Tanner, and I want to remind you to shut up, America, and across from me, the good old man himself, Steve Cuff.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, Steve!
Happy to be a big milestone, 60 episodes.
Yeah!
I'm proud of you. If I could reach your face, I would pinch your cheeks right now. That's how proud I am of you.
Aw. I was just watching an old episode of The Tick where they used to do the letter segments in The Tick at the end.
Sure.
The Tick would answer questions, and this girl's like, "Hey, why does my grandma want to like pinch my cheeks all the time?" And the Tick's like, "You gotta remember, she gave birth to a child, and now you're the child of her child. Oh my God, I'm surprised she's not walking around pinching everything." And it's like, thank you, Tick. I forgot how great that show was. Anyway, we have so much news to get to. I want to remind everybody that, yes, it is Sega month, but guess what? We're not going to do the retrospective. Why not? What the hell's wrong with you guys? We're doing it in a separate episode. When's that going to be out? I don't know. Probably Wednesday. Okay, sounds good to me. All right, I'll see you later. Bye. What a nice fellow. So if you're looking for the Sega month retrospective, we're doing it on beat-em-ups. It's going to have, Streets of Rage and Golden Axe, and Steve is going to be there.
It's going to have me, most importantly.
It's almost like we're recording it at the same time, but it requires more production.
No, we would never do that.
That would be a goddamn lie to the people. Anyway, let's move on to the news. Steve, how many PlayStation 4s do you own?
I own 0 PlayStation 4s currently.
I have bad news for you because apparently there's 8.5 million PlayStation 4s that have been sold through. Where are you in this poll party?
I don't know. I mean, I'm still looking for the right liquor store to knock off so I can afford one. If you know a good liquor store, you can contact me on Twitter @SteveCuff and just let me know.
You're plugging your Twitter to do armed robbery. That's a new one.
Yeah.
That's a new one.
Just soliciting ideas, you know?
Okay. Fantastic. Well, it was at CES. Sony announced they have sold 18.5 million, with 4.1 million selling during the holiday season, and that brings the total sale of games for the PlayStation 4 to 81.8 million. So pretty good attach rate. That's about 4 games a system.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Of course, there are probably some people out there that have no games on their system. And for all we know, these aren't just like, physical games. They might be downloadable games. They might be free PlayStation Plus games that come with, you get like a month of PlayStation Plus or something.
Yeah, there's no way to really know. And the other thing is you could have gotten a PlayStation 4 on Christmas, but, you couldn't play it. So
That's true. That is absolutely true. Shame on all of you people for trying to enjoy Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Let's compare numbers, because I like doing that. As of September 2014, the Wii U has sold around 7 million. Now, that's before Smash Brothers, so who knows?
Mm-hmm.
All right? Apparently, Smash didn't do quite as good as they were hoping, by the way. The Xbox One has shipped over 10 million units. What does that mean? It means they didn't sell them. So
that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, you can do a lot of things, It's just feel like, man, I have some great ideas for how to get into basketball. And everyone says, well, show us. And you're like, oh, I can't right now because they're just too good. And you know what? That is a bad analogy. So yes, Wii U, Xbox One, 7 million, 10 million shipped. Who knows how many sold through? 18.5 million sold for the PlayStation 4. So we can take from this that Sony is doing okay. Just okay.
better than everyone else, so I guess you're still winning, right?
They're outpacing the PlayStation 2, which I think sold 120 million. They're on course to outsell the Wii, which I don't remember if that sold any units. I don't even know what the Wii is. Sounds like a dumb name. I don't know who would buy that.
Yeah, I don't have that. I mean, probably my grandma.
You know who can't buy the PlayStation, though? Chinese people. You know why? Because they had a console ban, but then they lifted the bans, and then they got the Xbox way back in, like, I don't know, October, September, somewhere around then. Yeah, it was September.
Yeah,
that's when they got
that, yeah.
And so the PlayStation 4 was supposed to be there on January 11th, and then Sony came out and said, hold your horses, everybody. We can't tell you why. There are, literally a quote, various reasons that we will not make that January 11th debut.
Various reasons.
Yeah. We dropped some of them in the ocean, and we're like, oh man, can't do it, can't salvage it. Maybe Shiho Yoshida is just like, I want to get some sleep, guys. Let's just cancel China right now. Let's just not do it. I just want to wake up and have breakfast with the kids. I haven't done that in a while. You know, I want to make pancakes. You know, I want to make them out of goofy shapes and stuff. I got some cookie cutters.
You get the $2 silver and the 1 regular, and you got yourself a Mickey Mouse.
Yeah. Ooh, wow. I know what I'm doing afterwards.
Right. Next level, man.
I'm going to Denny's and demanding that, and they will not be able to deliver. So we don't know why it's not coming to China just yet. We don't know when it will go to China, but what we do know is it will retail for 2,899 yuan, which translates to about $467. The Xbox One is already there, and it is for 3,699 yuan, which is around $500 something. I don't know.
Is anyone buying the Xbox One?
We actually have a friend of ours in China who wrote a story
Games Under Pressure, Chinese correspondent.
Yeah, it's Mike Lasher, although that's not his Christian name. But, it's Michael, if you're listening to this, tell me. He said that actually more people were buying PlayStation 4s in the gray market. He saw more PlayStation 4s being sold to the gray market. Mm-hmm. It should be noted that the Vita is also coming to China. We just don't know when yet. So,
wow. There's got to be almost a dozen people that are really excited for that over in China.
It's true. They're probably too busy drinking tea and enjoying the little red book of Mao. I don't know what they do over there. I don't understand how China works.
Watch a lot of John Woo movies. That's what I would do.
All I care about is Jackie Chan. The rest of China can go. He's a treasure. He's an absolute treasure. Did you see the tuxedo? My God. That was incredible.
That's your go-to Jackie Chan? It was the man's made like probably 50 movies or more in his life, and you go with the tuxedo.
Didn't he? Is that the same? He's babysitting in that one, right?
Maybe. They all kind of blur together like those.
Oh, the medallion. That was a good one. The medallion. I don't know if you saw that, but the ending of the film involved him running across the ocean with the power of the medallion. Anyway, that happened way back then, but let's talk about now. What's going on now? What's going on with PlayStation Now, the service that is going to be coming to the PlayStation 4, PlayStation 3, Vita, Bravia televisions, and other smart TVs from Samsung. We now know that they're going to have a subscription service, which is awesome. You might be saying, what the fuck is PlayStation Now? You didn't tell me, dummy. Well, hold your horses. What I'm trying to say is that it's a service where you stream games. Isn't that cool? You stream the games and you play them there? Did you ever get a chance? Have you seen this, Steve?
No, I haven't. Sounds like OnLive to me.
Mm-hmm. It totally is. It absolutely is OnLive. Did you ever play with OnLive?
No, I didn't. My girlfriend, she went to E3 a few years ago.
Oh, pump the brakes. What is your girlfriend doing at E3?
She
is she Ken Levine? Yes or no?
Yes, she actually is Ken Levine.
Okay, great.
My girlfriend is Ken Levine in a wig.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Alert. That sounds like heaven to me.
Very, very passionate kisser. Talks a lot about Randy and objectivism, though. It gets weird. No, when we lived in California, she managed a video game store, and then the owner of the store was like, "Hey, you're going to E3," and she was like, "Cool." So she went, and one of the things she brought back for me, because she brought back this big bag of stuff, was a OnLive T-shirt. Which I still have, and I wear to bed all the time. Really? I'm hoping it becomes like retro cool in like another 25 years or so. That would be awesome.
I was just assuming it would be like, oh my God, the puppy peed on the carpet. Get the OnLive shirt.
Get the OnLive T-shirt.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I will never part with my OnLive shirt.
I would brag about that. That is very, very cool. So, all right. So OnLive was such a huge success that Sony said, we got to get on this. Okay, OnLive was a terrible, miserable failure, but Sony says we can do it better. We're going to use that Gaikai streaming service. Streaming service. They're probably screaming right now because they don't have much time left, because on January 13th, they will now have a subscription model enabling you to play all the games, or at least most of the games, on PlayStation Now. So, PlayStation Now includes PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4 games. And they're saying, how much do you want to pay for this? How's $20 a month? What do you say, Steve? $20 a month?
That seems fair. I mean, people will object to that because it's not Netflix prices, which is what they want. But, I mean, you have to consider games cost a lot more, and I don't know, you probably have to have a certain, because of the amount of bandwidth it's going to take to effectively stream a PlayStation game, you're going to need to raise the cost. I think 20 is reasonable to me, but people are going to complain. Yeah,
see, like Netflix, what people don't take into account is you're not just paying for them to license the movies, you're also paying for the bandwidth. They have to keep it up, otherwise it's going to run like freaking Hooligans from 1999, and nobody wants that. So let's say you don't want to pay that much. How about $45.99 for 3 months altogether? That's what they're doing.
Oh, that's not bad. That's less than one game. And I can stream a bunch of games, so that's cool. I think the big problem here is just on the ISP side of things.
Oh my God.
I mean, if you look at statistics for bandwidth right now, it's like Netflix takes up 80% of an ISP's bandwidth, and everything else on the internet is 20%.
South Korea ain't got that problem. Japan ain't got that problem. France ain't got that problem.
So, on the one hand, I'm tempted to say the future of video game consoles is there will be no video game consoles. Streaming is the future. But because we don't have the infrastructure in America for that, then I don't know what happens. So it's like two opposing forces sort of butting heads.
What's going to happen in the future? What's more likely to happen first? Better internet competing with South Korea, or Gattaca?
I hope it's not Gattaca, because I'll be fucked.
I liked Gattaca. I mean, you get to hang out with Ethan Hawke? Who doesn't want to do that?
Yeah, but I mean, look at all the time he spends on the treadmill.
That's true.
I can't do that. I can't even climb a flight of stairs. Like, that's not in me, man.
I told you got to use your legs to get up the stairs. Stop trying to climb them.
I like to use my chin and just kind of lurch up like a slug.
I like to come down one by one on my bottom. It's so much fun.
That's fun. Or slide down the banister.
Yeah.
But yeah, either way, I think what you're going to see is you're going to have Sony launching this service. It's going to destroy the internet and piss people off because it's not going to work. And then for the next few years, you're going to have this struggle between ISPs who refuse to improve internet infrastructure and game companies who want to stop manufacturing consoles because it's fucking expensive.
Very true. By the way, there's going to be a free trial, a week-long free trial. Maybe it's 2 weeks. I can't remember, folks. Don't yell at me. There's going to be a free trial starting January 13th. So, you might want to look at that. But you're talking about internet problems, the internet infrastructure. It's not all working out. Things are going down left and right, sometimes from hackers, sometimes because, it's hard. Mm-hmm. And we're having one of those examples right now, as for the past couple of weeks, PSN is having stability problems. Even this week, it was like on January 7th, they started having stability problems. And even Sony on Twitter said, we're aware that some players are seeing drops on
P-E-N.
On The Pianist, the popular 1993 film. PSN. Wow, I never realized how close that sounds to Pianist, but PSN kind of does. Engineers are on the case and investigating. Once again, we're having issues with PSN. It doesn't appear that there's any hackers, because hackers love to take credit for stuff, but nobody was.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Well, one of the things that people always complain about when you mention that, physical media is going to be a thing of the past, and everybody flipped their shit when they thought the Xbox One wasn't going to have a disc drive and, things like that, is you have to realize that you're already fucked. The door is closed. You are fucked.
Yeah.
Okay?
It's so fucking
when the
true.
When the PSN goes down, if I want to play a single player game, too bad. Can't do it because I can't. My game can't connect to verify that I'm not an evil pirate man. So you know what? You're fucked. Everything's fucked. You just accept it.
Why won't they accept that you
forward.
might be a good pirate man?
I don't know.
Like Jack Skellington.
Just like everybody else who torrents things, I've got a peg leg and an eye patch and a parrot.
Oh, man. There's so much stuff to torrent out there. It's freaking great. Like, you can just steal anything now. Mm-hmm. But anyway,
Not that we would ever condone that.
No, and I don't actually. I was kidding there. I like to. I like to joke around on the podcast, but seriously, kids, don't torrent. You'll get a venereal disease. PlayStation TV. Who doesn't love PlayStation TV? Well, apparently, not a whole lot of people.
Who has a PlayStation? Oh,
I
you
do. I do.
Yeah, I think I watched your YouTube video where it just didn't work.
Couldn't get the audio to function because they have HDMI. HDCP encryption on the PlayStation TV. It's like, what the fuck, guys? I've since then purchased a HDCP stripper that will allow me to get the audio entirely from the HDMI cable. So we're good now. We're good.
All right.
And I also got a new capture device, but I'll talk about that some other time. I'm so excited for things. PlayStation TV used to be $100 and $140. $100, you got the device. All right. $140, you got the device, you got a memory card, and you got a copy of Lego the Movie, the game. Awesome. Well, Amazon, Best Buy, GameStop, and Walmart are currently listing the $100 model for $80 and the $140 model for $100. And Sony has no comment on this so far. So are you going to buy a PlayStation TV?
You know, I saw, I think it was Best Buy had it dropped down to like $70 a week after Christmas. And I had one just brief moment where I thought, and then I didn't.
I want to fuck up my grocery purchases for a week.
The real question is, as someone who actually owns a PlayStation TV, what's the correct scenario and price point for someone to purchase a PlayStation TV?
It depends. Are you going to capture footage of Vita games? Do you have an HDCP stripper? If the answer is yes, then yes, get one. If the answer is no, get a Vita.
So basically they made a device for YouTubers?
Yes. Imagine if you had a Vita, except it couldn't play over half the catalog. That's what you're getting.
Oh, fun.
It's not good. I mean, unless you really want to play Persona 4 Golden on the cheap, that's what I would say. But still... Come on.
Wouldn't it be cheaper just to buy a PlayStation 2 and Persona 4?
I don't know. I will get into that.
$70?
I've literally bought 3 PlayStation 2s over the past 2 weeks, and I'll explain to you why later.
What the fuck?
I can explain. Anyway, if you do get a PlayStation TV, you'll be able to play Joe Danger 2, the movie, starting on January 13th. No price has been listed for Joe Danger 2, the movie, on Vita.
Wow, I'm waiting with bated breath.
Okay, moving on. We got so many stories. We have so many. I'm hustling. Can you tell?
Rapid fire this shit, son.
PlayStation View, Sony's television streaming service. It'll have such things as, Discovery Channel communication. So it'll have all those Discovery channels. Fox Network, so like Fox Family, FX, NBC Universal, Scripps Network, Viacom. So things like MTV and Nickelodeon, Spike. So many television networks. CNBC, for God's sakes. Who's going to want to watch CNBC on their PlayStation? Anyway.
Never going to turn mine off.
PlayStation View will arrive early this year. That's according to Kraz Hirai during the CES press conference. When does that mean? Who knows? I mean, they didn't even say which quarter. They said early. Gotta love that.
Well, they could run into various problems, so,
Look, Sony's networks are stable as shit. They've never had an issue ever, except all the time and the past generation.
Whenever the lizard people come and decide they don't want them to be online.
It would be so cool if it turned out they were actual lizard people,
Yeah, like the old TV show V,
Oh, man. Yeah.
That's what it is.
They were stealing our water, right?
Something like that. And then they brought V. Spoiler alert. Yeah. Well, they brought it back too a few years ago, and then they canceled it again. But yeah, thanks for spoiling a 30-year-old television show, you fucking asshole.
I'm sure when they brought the show back, they somehow were trying to make a commentary about Bush era tactics, because that is what every science fiction show was doing in the mid 2000s. Oh God. What was that? Someone tried to get me to watch Battlestar Galactica, and that show just doesn't hold up.
The old one?
No, the new one.
The new one. Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't.
I haven't watched the new one.
It doesn't quite hold up because you're just like, oh, I get that's Donald Rumsfeld. Oh, I get that's Dick Cheney. And it's kind of painful, because we just,
you don't like your metaphors ham-fisted. Come on, you better watch your tongue though, man.
I do like some ham metaphors though.
Battlestar Galactica, the new one, is some serious ass nerd shit. You're gonna have people just like clawing at the fucking door.
Mm-hmm. All right. Just better ask mommy to drive you over here first. So anyway. We just lost half the listeners. Anyway, the PlayStation View, they're going to have television. What does that leave for Xbox? Xbox ain't going to have nothing, right? Wrong. Stop assuming things. Xbox is going to have Sling, which is the brand new Dish Network produced service. It'll have nearly 200 channels, and unlike PlayStation View, it's got pricing. You got the base package for $20, and then additional packages for $5, such as like Kids Extra. That's like kids bullshit, like, Disney bullshit. And then they have extra packages called News and Extra and Sports Extra. You'll be streaming these to your Xbox. There's no installation required. There's no contract required. It's month to month through Dish Network. And yeah, they're going to have, here's what they got confirmed so far. I picked up a few of these. TBS, TNE, TNT, Food Network, HGTV, Cartoon Network, Disney Channel, ESPN, and ESPN2. No commitment, no hardware installation. It's your world, baby.
That's like $20 for basic cable then, more or less, right?
Yeah.
But you still don't have your local channels. That's weird. I don't know.
True.
It's stuff like this, I don't see people jumping onto it just because people who still have cable right now, they have it because it's just a convenient thing that
don't
they
you
have.
It because it's super? You have
I have
cable
it because my girlfriend works for
cheap.
AT&T. Yeah,
and it costs you like a Buffalo nickel a month or something like that.
Yeah, so there's no. But if we got rid of it, life would go on. I'd buy an antenna so I could watch local channels, and I'd use Hulu to watch other things, and that's what most people do.
Or Daily Motion. Anyway, by the way, that New Japan Pro Wrestling thing was great.
Yeah, so I don't know until you have a cable provider get in bed completely with a video game company. This isn't going to matter.
Very true.
Nintendo, if you're listening, hop in bed with Comcast, make them improve their internet infrastructure. Stream, have the next Nintendo console be a streaming box with cable, and then take over the world.
The only thing they care about is Modern Family. If you remember, all the early promotions for the Wii U was always just Modern Family being like, you can watch Modern Family on this. It's like,
which is why I bought a Wii U. I said, you know what would look good on this tablet controller? Modern Family.
A sassy wife and a dumb dad. Mm-hmm. Oh, when did they come up with that? It's so original. Yes. So good. Anyway, so we that will be launching when exactly? Early Xbox Live says it's going to be happening in the next couple of weeks.
Oh, okay.
And Xbox Live members will receive a month-long free trial. See?
Wow.
Get them hooked. Get them hooked.
Yeah.
I love it. Yep.
Get them hooked on shit they don't want.
Yep.
Just like drugs.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Speaking of drugs, Microsoft has announced that they will have a monetization program for Let's Players on the Xbox One. So when they stream through Twitch and whatever.
Okay.
Yada, 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 yada. Here's what they won't let you do. They'll let you stream and do all your regular garbage, you stupid Let's Players. By the way, I'm doing that Yakuza series, so you should really watch that. But you can't use game content to create an item, such as machinima, videos, and other derivative creations that are pornographic, lewd, obscene, vulgar, discriminatory based off of race, religion, gender, or sexual orientation, illegal, hate speech, promoting violence, drug use, or any illegal activity promoting crimes against humanity, genocide, or torture, or anything else that is otherwise objectionable.
So how do you play Grand Theft Auto and Call of Duty?
Whatever,
because the content was already created that promotes genocide and violence.
Yeah, man. What about trying to play Connect on there? That's an act against humanity.
Yeah,
right there.
I know. Seriously, have you seen me playing Just Dance? It's fucking horrible.
Do you have a video of you playing Just Dance?
There was a video of me playing Just Dance. Again, girlfriend's sister got a Connect or something for Christmas a couple years ago, and they videotaped me.
Would you like to show us on the doll where they videotaped you?
It's right here.
Okay. So, also, you can't sell your creations elsewhere. Okay. Mm-hmm. Your videos cannot appear as part of any subscription pay-for-play website. There you go.
Okay.
And I believe that they also will have some sort of like logo or something. There's a whole bunch of information out there.
So why do I go with them? Why don't I just have my own Twitch channel? What does partnering with the Evil Empire really do for me?
I don't know.
As opposed to anyone else who could give me a deal. Like, why don't I just work with I don't know, one of the big YouTube guys.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't have an answer. You get paid
In PewDiePie bucks?
I don't know. But anyway, that's
It's a thing.
I think that's actually a very interesting question. I don't exactly understand it. I assume what they're trying to do is that they're trying to just be like, hey, anybody that's got an Xbox One, because in case you don't have like an Elgato or whatever,
Sure.
So that way you stream directly from your system already. They're kind of like, hey, you want to get into this monetization thing? We can do it right now, But
yeah, I guess I can see it because like I have friends who would never entertain the idea of streaming or doing YouTube or anything like that, but they'll still post things from like PlayStation TV or whatever. So I guess I can kind of see it, but and excuse me for getting a little bit. Actually, it's about ethics in video game journalism. Is it really a good idea to get paid to play on the console with and they're making the games?
We all remember the machinima thing, and that was a freaking word when,
Yeah, it's a little dicey to me.
Yep.
I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway, you want to talk about dicey? Far Cry 4 kind of vanished from Xbox Live recently.
Oh?
It was only for like a day, but the problem was when it happened, you could not play your digitally owned copy of Far Cry 4. It then was restored and everyone could play it again. But for that brief period, you could not play Far Cry 4. Microsoft has responded. If customers own the rights to a game, they can visit their download history and initiate a re-download whenever they please, even if the game has been delisted from Xbox Store and is no longer available for purchase. That's true.
Yeah.
But the problem was that this happened accidentally, and for some reason people couldn't download their copies.
Yeah,
that's
weird.
They went there. They tried to use the legal route, and it wouldn't allow them. And no one knows why it went down.
Yeah. So is it on like the Xbox side of things or publisher side of things, or nobody knows?
Nobody knows.
Okay, because they're both fucking idiots. So I mean, it
hey,
could really
hold on. Microsoft released the Master Chief Collection, no problems. Ubisoft, shining example of stability all year round. Fantastic work, gentlemen. So who can tell who fucked up here? I can't.
It's impossible. I mean, if I had to guess, it's like having two terrible dancers, ballroom dancing together. Like everyone's stepping on everyone's feet. So let's give them equal blame for now.
Yeah, I think they both are terrible companies this year. I'll give it actually. Okay, they released Forza Horizon 2, so I like Microsoft a bit more. Ooh, but Ubisoft released Stick of Truth, so I don't.
Which was buggy, by the way.
Yes,
so.
it was. It was very buggy. Yeah. But anyway, Rogue Legacy. You got that right. Rogue Legacy is coming to the Xbox One. Cellar Door Games made the announcement on Twitter, and that's all we know.
Cool.
Moving on.
Great game. Didn't know it wasn't already there. Seems like it's on everything.
Dude, Vita is probably the best version. No joke.
Huh.
It's so good. I sunk around 40 hours on the Vita just playing Rogue Legacy on there. So good. And I already played on the PC at that point. So, anyway.
Yeah.
There are new achievements and updates coming to the Master Chief Collection. There will be a new UI update. And there's also going to be achievements attached to Spartan Ops. Let's just get the fuck away from that story. Have you played Master Chief Collection yet?
I haven't, but I always think of the old adage: if it's broke, add achievements.
Good idea.
That's what people have always told me.
So I don't know if you remember this, but way back when the PlayStation 4 was going to come out, they said that the PlayStation 4 was going to cost $18,000 in Brazil.
What the fuck is it, a Volvo?
You don't remember this?
No.
Yeah. And it had something to do with some sort of tax regulation where if you were importing an item outside the country...
Oh, yeah. I do remember that. Yeah.
Microsoft actually built a plant in there just to produce Xbox Ones to sell them at a reasonable cost. Mm-hmm. Well... I found this out a couple of days ago. Kotaku just picked up on it, but unfortunately, right now, all I have is the Brazilian translated story that I found on the internet.
Oh dear!
Someone was kind enough to post on Reddit /games. Here's bits and pieces of the article. Here's some quotes from Nintendo. Unfortunately, this was through Google Translate, so let's see what happens.
Oh, God.
Brazil is an important market for Nintendo and home to many passionate fans, but unfortunately challenges in the business located environment have made our current distribution model in the country unsustainable. That was from Billy Zill. He's the director of general manager for Latin American Nintendo of America. Okay, however that. These challenges include high tariffs on imports that apply to our industry and our decision not to have a local manufacturing operation. Working together with Juegos de Video Latin America, we will monitor the evolution of the business environment and evaluate the best way to serve our Brazilian fans in the future. So
Well, I think what the Brazilian fans are going to do is drive across the border of Brazil and buy a Wii U or a PlayStation 4. Isn't that the answer? I mean,
yeah, it is. And besides that, the internet exists.
yeah, the internet exists. Seriously, go buy something from another country and have somebody ship it to you. It's not that hard. You can do it, Brazil.
Can it be that much harder than it would be in China? And China's got them.
Yeah,
You know?
it can't be that hard.
Hey, you want to play Majora's Mask on the 3DS?
Do I ever?
Do you really? Do you really?
You're making me sound like I don't. Or what?
Do you want a statue with that?
I do. I want that little special edition statue. I saw that. I want it.
Skull Kid statue.
I hope it's just as shitty as the last special edition Zelda statue.
It will cost $50. Be there. No release date.
Hey, Wind Waker HD, shitty Ganondorf.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
That is a depressing ass statue.
UK Nintendo ambassadors have been offered the new 3DS. Let me repeat that again. In case you guys don't quite understand, the new 3DS is already out in, I believe, just Japan. It's then coming to Australia, and then eventually it's going to show up somewhere in, I don't know, America, Europe. We have no release dates whatsoever. However, Nintendo did send out a number of emails this week telling European UK customers, let me try that again, UK customers will be able to purchase the 3DS Ambassadors Edition. Ooh. Now, you either had to be a 3DS ambassador, which means that you purchased the system before they dropped the price, like way back in 2011, or you had to be a Club Nintendo member. It seems kind of random. No one knows why some people are getting the email and some other people aren't. They'll be able to order the Ambassador Edition for £170.
Okay.
Yep, fish and chips and all that. And they'll be able to order up until January 12th. Then afterwards, they will start sending out units shortly. In case you don't know, the new 3DS is the one with the extra shoulder buttons and the added 3D functionality, which doesn't freak out.
It's got a little nub thing too, right?
Yeah,
there's a nub.
Oh my god, I totally forgot about that.
Don't forget the nub, man. The nub is serious.
I take it all for granted, man. I take it all for granted.
Okay. Now, I follow video games pretty closely. And I even defended Nintendo a bit when the Wii U came out, and people were like, "What is it? They're marketing it like it's just an add-on for the Wii and yada yada." I'm like, "Well, yeah, but no." The new 3DS doesn't make any sense to me. So it's called the new 3DS.
Yes,
but I can't play new 3DS games on my old 3DS.
No.
And the new 3DS is the name that's the actual name of the console. So why is this?
It's very simple. You see that you can have your regular 3DS or 3DS XL or 2DS, which can play 3DS games as well as original DS games, or you can have the new 3DS, which can play new 3DS games, DS games, and 3DS games, as well as 2DS games. There's no such thing as 2DS games, of course. See? How confusing can it be?
Wait a second. So, like when Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate comes out, that's a 3DS game, but it's a new 3DS game, but it's not a new 3DS game. So even though it's a new 3DS game, can I play the new 3DS on the new 3DS?
I'm getting so much feedback from you.
Oh my god, I'm sorry.
No, you're okay. You're okay. We're all good. Your question, unfortunately, was so garbled, I can't understand it. All I can say is that Nintendo is doing everything right, and they're naming things perfectly.
I can't. That's fucked. That's seriously fucked.
You ain't gotta run away, man. You can get up close to
I'm
him.
afraid now because I'm gonna.
You're perfect. You're perfect right there.
That's why I love coming in here because you always boost my self-esteem.
Yes. You're a star, baby. Get out there. See, I just did it to myself. I just boosted the levels. Mm-hmm. Anyway, are you going to... So, would you buy a new 3DS? The only thing we know about it is that's going to play... what is that? Xeno... Oh, no, never mind. It's that game you hate. That Xenogear Chronicles or whatever it was on the Wii.
Oh, yeah.
Xenoblade.
I'm the only person who hates that. Don't tell the listeners. They're going to stop listening.
Don't worry. I won't tell anybody. Just tell me more. I'll turn off the microphones. Quick. All right, go for it.
No, I'm not going to buy a new 3DS until either they come up with a better name or I have a reason to, I guess. I don't see this as anything more than like a stopgap system, but it's not. Like, how could this be their new console going forward? It doesn't make any sense to me.
They're going to release the 4DS any day now.
I just know, like, maybe it was like a year ago, 6 months ago, they showed like, those patents leaked for the Nintendo Fusion thing or something like that. Why isn't that a thing? I want that. I don't want...
That thing did sound cool. Unverified, of course.
Yeah.
Rumored leaks, but much better the idea of a handheld that you could take home, plug into an HDMI, and play it at home.
Yeah, now, the new 3DS, does it look as good as a Vita? I mean, what is it? Is it graphically better?
Slightly.
Slightly like a Vita? Slightly better than the 3DS? Slightly better than my Game Boy Advance?
A little bitty. No, the problem is that the the new 3DS, the one big thing it has is that the 3D doesn't freak out when you move it. Like, it's really, really good. I've heard amazing things about the new 3D.
I just turn that shit off anyway. I
love the 3D. I want my Kirby running right at me.
Oh, my God.
He's so happy. He's so into it.
I don't know, man. Nintendo, what the fuck are you doing?
Hey, do you like Star Fox?
I do.
Do you like the month of June?
I have a Star Fox amiibo. That's
do you really?
how dedicated I am. Yeah.
That's awesome. Do you love the month of June?
It's pretty good.
Do you like E3?
Well, I mean, I guess.
Then let's take it all together, swirl it up in the pot, and Miyamoto has announced that Star Fox for the Wii U will be playable for all in June at E3.
Fantastic. Works for me.
Good news. Oh, by the way, Super Mario Brothers is going to be joining up with Puzzle and Dragons for Puzzle and Dragons Super Mario Edition coming to the Nintendo 3DS. And here's the best part. It might be coming to the West. I don't know. Do we only have like one Puzzle and Dragon game?
Yeah, it was weird because I saw Twitter like freaking out, and apparently this is like huge. Like Nintendo's stock jumped up after they made this announcement. I was like, "What the fuck is a Puzzle and Dragon?"
Yeah,
and apparently it's a big deal. So
it's huge in Japan.
Cool.
It's actually like the biggest game. I think it's because it's on phones.
Is it coming to the 3DS or the new 3DS?
I don't know. I'm scared. Hey, if you're worried about spending too much money on the new 3DS, don't worry. Because people are still spending more money on NES games. In fact, let's talk about it once again. A factory-sealed copy of Stadium Events is currently on eBay.
Oh, my God.
Currently, it is being, when this was been written, which was just like 2 days ago, it was at $22,800.
Wow.
No, wait, that's how much it sold for back in 2011.
Okay, so that'll go. Do you think it's going to go higher than the
higher, lower, higher?
The what is it? The Nintendo World Championship gold cart that just sold like a week or two ago. It sold right on New Year's Day or New Year's Eve or something like that.
I didn't even see that story.
It sold for $22,000, $26,000, $25,000, between $20,000 and $25,000.
Celebrating. I didn't see that story.
Oh my God! Just because you had to watch Pitbull's New Year's Revolution.
Dude, I'm not going to lie to you. New Year's Eve, you know what I was doing? I was at home watching old episodes of Seinfeld, and it was fucking great.
Oh my God, fucking dad over here.
Dude, yeah. We had a good time.
What's the deal with Colin's New Year's?
We just watched the ball drop, and it was fine.
Oh my God.
And I'm not
in
talking
bed by
about
12:01.
I think last year I slept through. I hate going out because everyone's so fucking hammered, and they're crashing their cars around, and it's like, man, I can't do that. I've had a great share of very scary New Year's Eves, and I'm just kind of thinking like, I better get out of here before it gets like too real. It's like that dude who used to dress up like a skeleton and play guitar for Limp Bizkit when he dropped out. You know what happened?
Wes Borland?
Yeah. Then they made the chocolate starfish.
Yeah.
You know what? And then he came back and everything was good. So yeah, you know what? I will definitely. Oh, actually, it wasn't good. Limp Bizkit sucked the whole time. What I'm saying is, I will eventually go out. Stadium Events currently will probably go into the $20,000 range.
Yeah, it's the chocolate starfish of sealed NES games.
Yeah, that game's not supposed to be very, very bad.
No, but and the funny thing is someone's going to pay, a ridiculous amount, enough to buy a very nice car, to have a sealed game, which they can never open and play because it's a sealed game. And the funny thing is, you can play the exact same game, except it's called like Track and Field or something instead of Stadium Events.
And it uses the official Nintendo Power Pad as opposed to like Konami's. What the fuck was it called? The Family Fun Fitness Mat.
Ah, the fitness mat. Yeah. So basically, you can play that game, and I own it. I think I paid 50 cents for it at a flea market.
Oh, it's incredibly common.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's nothing. And I think, so there's... Why? Because you can. Because you're rich, and that's what you do. Maybe Notch can buy it and put it in his new, $1 billion home.
In his candy room.
Yeah, in his candy room next to his gumball machine.
Hey, Remember when Intel pulled all of their sponsorship from Gamma Sutra because what was her name? Leah Alexander wrote that "Gamers Are Dead" article, and then Gamergate freaked out like a bunch of babies
because it's about ethics and game journalism.
Yeah, we have a whole episode about that. So, and then Intel came back because they're like, "Oh shit, we didn't know who we were siding with." They have announced they will pledge $300 million to increase workplace diversity in the tech industry.
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean? Did you hear about this?
Yeah, I saw a bunch about it on Twitter. So from what I understand is Intel is kind of like their real old guard tech company, and it's full of a lot of old dudes who like literally have no idea what's going on. So when they first responded to the Gamergate thing, they really didn't look into it too much, and they're just like, oh, whatever, and they pulled their advertising. And then at some point, they're like, oh, we fucked up really bad. So now they're partnering with a bunch of different companies and Anita Sarkeesian. So essentially, by being colossal dickheads, because actually it's about ethics and game journalism, Gamergate convinced a company to dump a bunch of money into helping women in the tech industry. So good job, Gamergate.
Oh, don't worry. There were already threats of smashing all their Intel stuff. It was pretty hilarious.
Great.
Here, I got a quote.
They don't play video games anyway. So.
Here comes the quote. To support this initiative, Intel has a bold new hiring and retention. Wait, this is from me. I wrote that.
I got a quote from me.
I wrote this. Oh, I'm so good.
Go quote yourself.
Gonna put some oil on and just
Dr.
read myself.
Cool. You're like one of those assholes who goes on Facebook and types something in quotation marks and puts dash me afterwards.
I did that once, but it was only for that quote. What was it? I don't know. Good artist borrow, great artist steal. Colin Tanner. So it was a joke, you know. Yeah, it was a little bit of humor.
I know. I've always said that you're the Khalil Gibran of Facebook. Just a poet, a prophet, and a poet.
Okay, here we go. Here's what they're gonna do. They will spend $300 million to achieve full representation of women, and here's their quote, underrepresented minorities at Intel by 2020. So here's my thing. Minorities, that doesn't really speak to one particular concept. So it's not about race. It's not about gender. It's not about sexuality. We're not sure where it's going with that just yet. So that's really cool. They're talking about retention. Very important.
Very, very important. That's huge in the tech industry. It's not just about getting people into the field. It's about keeping women around, which seems to be kind of hard.
And
or minorities too.
And to allow them to grow and build and become higher ups at said tech companies. I mean, really, look at tech companies, and it's usually just like, just former white D&D players. It's really awkward, Yep. Anyway, moving on just a bit. They're also going to have plans for educational programs in underserved areas with a focus on engineering and computer science. So, this is pretty interesting.
Good stuff.
Here, what was the exact quote? We're calling on our industry to make the seemingly impossible. We're calling on our industry to again make the seemingly impossible possible by making a commitment to real change and clarity in our goals. Without a workplace that closely mirrors the population, we are missing opportunities, including not understanding and designing for our own customers. That was from the CEO, Brian Krasanik. Yeah. Good for him.
Good for him.
I'm very happy about this. I think it's just wonderful.
Yeah, it's nice.
If I was like one of those Care Bears, I would have like the heart shape on my chest. It would glow.
Be glowing, yeah.
Yeah, it'd be like a rainbow would come out. Hey, do you remember the end of like, what was it? Care Bears movie number 2, where the villain, he was
vividly.
He was an evil kid, and then it ended because he learned how to do a cartwheel. Not a very good ending, personally. I thought it was bullshit.
I was not aware. Spoiler alert.
I think that was on Cartoon Network, like in the late 90s. I'm just watching, I'm like, what the fuck? You learn how to do a cartwheel? Anyway, here's something important, kind of important, just a little important. According to the latest Famitsu numbers in terms of game sales, Japan's 2014 was the lowest point for the console and handheld market in 24 years. Not since 1990 had the numbers been so low, which would steadily increase up until around 2007. To put this in perspective, the number one best-selling game of 2014 was Yokai Watch 2 Ganso / Honkei. It was an RPG.
Personal favorite of mine.
It was made by Level 5. I kind of want it.
Oh.
It sold only 3,050,000 copies. Best-selling game in Japan of all of 2014. And that was on the 3DS, followed by Pokemon on the 3DS, followed by Monster Hunter on the 3DS, followed by Super Smash Bros. On the 3DS, followed by Yokai Watch, a different version of it, on the 3DS, followed by another version of Yokai Watch, Part 1.
What?
Yeah, I know, it's weird.
Watching a lot of yokais over there.
Apparently the game came out in 2013 and continues to sell. In fact, it wouldn't be until number 7, Mario Kart 8, that we see our first console entry, and only Mario Kart 8 and Smash Brothers for Wii U made it in the top 10 best-selling games.
So it's all Nintendo stuff over there then, too.
Yes.
Wow.
But also interesting is that the number 10 at the spot, Smash Brothers, only sold 478,000 copies, all in 2014. Now, that's a late entry.
Mm-hmm.
So if the game that came out in November, or was it December? It was December, wasn't it? No, it was November. It was right before Black Friday. If that game is only selling, less than 500,000, not a big deal. It came out late in the year. But if it's the 10th best-selling game of the entire year?
Well, a couple things you have to take into consideration. The first one is that's not a lot, but it's still Japan numbers, which are different, True. That those numbers, they sound small compared to what we're used to over here, where it's like Grand Theft Auto sold 11 billion trillion.
We kind of have 350 million people living here.
There's a lot of us hanging out.
Japan's got like 80.
Yeah, so there's a little bit of a difference. The other thing is it's not really surprising, because if you look at movie numbers this year, I think they were down 5 or 6% from last year. I think this is the lowest they've been since like the mid 90s. You mentioned that things continue to grow until like 2007, and that makes sense because now you've got iPhones, you've got streaming devices. So yeah, people are playing fucking Angry Birds and watching Netflix. That explains a lot.
That was also around the time really when like the shift between the Western developer and the Japanese developer really solidified. Mm-hmm. A lot of it has to do with Western developers stepping into their own in the PlayStation 2 era, so we could see things like EA putting out truly quality Medal of Honor titles, and which sold very, very well. Grand Theft Auto coming out of Scotland sold very, very well. It was a different time, and suddenly you didn't need people like Capcom or Konami to produce the best-selling games of the year. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of scary, though.
Yeah. Well, and if you look at what are the best-selling games in America right now, I guarantee you Candy Crush is one.
Oh, yeah.
Easy.
Yeah, absolutely.
And how much does Candy Crush cost?
Free.
$0.
Uh-oh.
So,
So, yeah, for what we know, though, PlayStation 4 has yet to sell 1 million units in Japan with 125,000 PlayStation 4s out there, and that just has 18.5 million worldwide. But yeah, it's a really odd thing to see. So Japan has just been hurting for traditional games, Yeah. I mean, I guarantee you Puzzle and Dragon on phones is just doing a million times better than anything they're doing.
Sure.
So it sucks. It's not good. It makes me sad. I miss Japan and Japanese games. By the way, Razer has announced a VR headset. This is called, I don't know,
Razer Vision.
OSVR, that stands for Open Source Virtual Reality Unit. It'll feature a 100-degree field of view, which is identical to the Oculus Rift, but it will only have a 5.5-inch display, which is smaller than the 7-inch display on the Rift. Its maximum resolution will be 1080 by 920, and that is the goal for Oculus for consumer units. Also, will have motion tracking. It will only cost $200. It'll be part of the OSVR Hacker Dev Kit. And all of the software for Oculus DK2, Developer Kit 2, will work on this headset.
Interesting.
It's crazy. They want everyone to be able to develop games for virtual reality. That's their goal. So it's like...
Seems fair enough.
Anyway, and I'm sure you know a little bit more about this than I do here, but Razer announced a new Android console.
Hey, we need another one of those.
It's 2015. Let's get another one of those fucking things out there.
It's crazy, though, because it's like every single company that I bought a cheap third-party controller from in 1998 has a fucking streaming console now, like an Android console.
Dude, I was gonna make a Mad Catz joke, but you're totally fucking right. Mad Catz Mojo, bitches.
Yeah, now we just need Pelican to come out with one. I had a lot of shitty Pelican controllers. They've got to be around still. I know they were making Wii accessories, so they got to be floating around.
I will always love Pelican because they made that rip-off of Game Genie, and it wasn't like the action
Bird Genie.
Yeah, it was so great because it was because of that I could hack Phantasy Star Online on the Dreamcast, and man, what a time to be alive!
What a time to be a Dreamcast hacker!
You have no idea. It was getting people were killing each other's Dreamcasts with codes. I'm not making that up. This really happened. This is like
Dreamcast warfare.
They would erase your game. They would just press a
fucked.
button and erase your game. It was so crazy. It was called gnawing, by the way. I can tell you all about that off air. Let's focus. Besides that, we'll talk about Sega pretty soon. Okay. Anyway, so here's what we got right here. We have the Qualcomm Snapdragon 805 quad-core Crate 450 CPU providing a 2.5 gigahertz per core, and Adreno 420 GPU, that's 500 to 600 megahertz, 2 gigabytes of RAM, and 16 gigabytes of internal storage, Bluetooth 4.1 plus HS, wireless 802.11c2x2, USB 3.0, a gigabyte Ethernet.
Means nothing to me. I do own Qualcomm stock, though, so buy a couple.
It will be $100. Did you really?
Hey.
Do you really own Qualcomm?
Yeah,
stock?
I do.
You had no qualms about that?
No. What the fuck? Oh, my God. That was the worst. And the
I gave
best.
myself that clap, by the way. That was not Steve. That is me going.
That is
me
him applauding
clapping.
himself.
Yes.
The pun of 2015 over here.
Yeah, the king.
You know what that was? It was punishing.
The king of Zing. I don't know if you've seen that yet. We got to stop referencing fucking wrestling. Anyway, it's only going to be $100, just like every other one of these things.
Yeah, that's what they all are. The Ouya price point.
Did you buy any of these ever?
No, I always think about it. It's just like a Vita. I'm always thinking about it.
That just sounds depressing. Like I'm always thinking about
I'm
it.
like, fuck, I need one of those Mad Cats things so I can play Cannonballs. I don't know.
Has any of these ever had a good controller?
I don't know. I don't probably not. I mean, I haven't touched one. I touched an Ouya controller and it was just like, ew.
That
yuck.
was fucking awful.
Sticky buttons, weirdness.
They called it the Stradivarius of game controllers when they showed it off, which is like, no, don't say that.
Oh my God, it's like the fucking, I don't even know.
By
It's
the
like one
way-
of those cheap subcompact cars that you get, like a Kia.
It's
It's not a Rolls Royce.
you just got burned, Kia.
Yeah, suck on that, you little fucking hamster car.
Hamster car. That's great. Yeah, I don't even know what I was gonna say after that. That's
Yeah,
done.
I mean,
That's it.
controllers and
Stradivariuses aren't that good. Stradivariuses have never been actually that good. They even by the 40s they were making better violins than Stradivariuses. That's just true.
Yeah, there you go.
I was actually watching an interview with Jack fucking Benny on the Dick Cavett show where he's just going off about how much Stradivariuses aren't worth it.
Grandpa, is that you?
Yeah, and anybody want to go get some Seltzer and lemon?
I mean, if you want what they should do, you
Yeah.
want to make a successful Android box. Give me perfect one-to-one streaming, zero lag. Let me plug an Xbox controller into it.
Well, like you were saying, and I actually forgot to put this in the story. They do have that weird like third-party controller thing. What was this? The server controller.
Yeah, you buy a Who's It What's and you can stream or something.
Gamepad attaches to an Android phone. They got the turret keyboard. It's wireless and has a magnetic mouse pad that attaches the mouse in there. That's very cool. Can't wait. Maybe I'll get one.
No,
I'm
you
just-
won't.
No, I won't get one.
Nobody's actually getting an Android console.
No, it will never happen, and it is dumb. Why do I need anything else but my mouse and my keyboard? Maybe a controller, but I don't know what kind I want to get. I've been actually looking into this. Should I get one of those crappy Logitech ones, or maybe a Mad Catz one?
Are you just talking like a PC controller here, or what?
Oh, wait a minute. Steam! Remember? Valve is making the Steam controller.
Segue.
Yeah, see what I'm doing here? Here's what we got right here. We got this weirdo over at Origin PC that Kevin Wasilewski. Good God. He was being interviewed by GameSpot, and he said at GDC they're going to have more information, and we'll be there. That's the official stuff I can say. They came out with the controller, then they got some user feedback, and then they had to revamp it. They got some more user feedback and had to revamp it again. So they went through that like 3 or 4 times. Now the controller is finalized. So they're going to production, and at GDC, it's when we're going to announce more stuff. Do you remember the controller? I don't know if you do.
It's got little touchy pads and the whatnot. It's got the 360 shape. It looks a little fatter.
Yeah, there was a leaked concept. They got rid of the touchscreen. They added a physical analog stick on the left side, though they will have 2 touch pads or whatever on there, and some other stuff. They got buttons that are actually normal and like the diamond shape or whatever, which is pretty cool. Why does Origin know about this? Well, that's because they're working on those Steam machines together. But Big
Kev. Let's call him Big Kev.
Big Kev said, I think that's kind of pretty much dead. It's a living room PC. is now the new term. Living room PCs have been around forever. That's not anything new, but it seems like there's a legitimate demand and push for living room PCs. True or false, Steve?
No.
Do you have a PC connected to your television?
No, but I built a small portable PC. It's like a BitPhoenix case.
Wow.
And so I have a wireless mouse and wireless keyboard. So basically I unplug like I unplug three things, and then I can just carry it into my living room, and it doesn't weigh anything.
See, I already have my computer desk right next to my TV, and like I said, I have that stripper. So at this point, and I don't mean the Kelly, she's different.
That's totally different, yeah.
She's doing fine. Just
dancing her way through college.
You got to make the money somehow. And by the way, Kelly is also a guy's name. So yeah, anyway, I don't even remember what we were talking about.
We're talking about you.
Yeah, so I actually have my computer monitor and one of the HDMI inputs on my television simultaneously having my PC on there. So
yeah, and that seems to be a pretty typical setup, I think, because
pretty typical, huh?
Pretty typical.
I keep doing that too.
I mean, the living room PC is for the super enthusiasts. So this would be, someone like you, or maybe me if I had money or something like that.
I don't even think I'm a PC enthusiast.
Yeah, game enthusiast. Whatever.
I'm a gamer, man. Leave me alone. Gamers have rights.
But yeah, it's just there's no point right now, because you don't need it for the home media center thing, because smart TVs and Roku boxes and whatever. You don't need it.
There's too much shit, is what you're saying.
Yeah, there's too much shit, and we're getting to the point where Steam put their streaming into beta. You can buy a $100 box apparently from Razer that might let you stream 1-to-1. Streaming from your PC in your office to your living room is going to be a thing that's very common in the next year or two. So there's no reason to have a PC in your living room.
It's going to be built into the PC. Not the PC, the television.
Yeah, it'll be built in the television. Just like all of your game consoles in the future, because physical media is fucking dead.
There's going to be somebody out there that's going to be like, check out this PlayStation 8. And they're going to be like, shut up, Grandpa. It's like, oh man, what about the PlayStation? What was it, the PlayStation 9? Remember the commercial for PS2?
Oh, yeah.
It was the orb that would broadcast in your brain.
Mm-hmm. I bet someone at BuzzFeed is salivating over this right now, just thinking about the future article they're going to write when the PlayStation 9 finally comes out.
I take it.
PlayStation 9 is out. Here's an old commercial. Feel old yet?
I will take them over Upworthy any day of the week.
Well, I just use BuzzFeed as a catch-all. You use Kleenex to refer to any sort of tissue. I mean, that's basically.
Man, Clickhole is the best parody on the internet.
Clickhole is the shit. And also, in BuzzFeed's defense, they actually have some legit good writers.
Do they really?
Anne Helen Peterson is fucking brilliant.
I don't know who that is.
Super smart. She was an academic for a long time. She writes about pop culture and celebrity gossip.
Liberal, eh?
Yeah, one of those liberals. A liberal professor.
You like going to college, do you? We got places for people like you.
One of those ladies who thinks.
Oh, hell no. Get the pitchfork. It's about ethics. Okay, we can't keep using this joke. Anyway, hey, did you know that Aliens, Colonial Marines, and Aliens vs. Predator, the one that was released by Sega, I think in 2011, were taken off of Steam?
Oh my God, thank God I already own Alien Colonial Marines. Also, segue to the past segment, back into this segment. When I first used Steam's streaming, the first game I streamed was Aliens Colonial Marines. It sucked ass, and it was also lagging. No, I couldn't for about 10 minutes, and I'm like, man, I feel like it's moving kind of slow. That's because I'm lagging 2 seconds behind. It was horrible.
That is awesome.
Yeah, and then I went back in my room and I started playing on my PC, still terrible. Not going to play anymore.
You don't have Aliens vs. Predator?
No. I mean, I own it somewhere. Yeah. I think it's at my mom's house in Michigan.
Don't worry. Okay, good news. Okay. Alien Colonial Marines and Alien vs. Predator are back on Steam, and no one has an explanation as to why it was gone in the first place. Okay.
It's fine.
You going to play The Witcher 3?
Maybe. I don't think I have time for it, honestly.
No. I wouldn't worry about the time. I'd be worried about the specs, because the minimum requirements for the upcoming
see if I can do it.
CD Projekt Red title is, first of all, you need a 64-bit Windows 7 or 64-bit Windows 8 operating system.
Okay, I got that.
Pretty common.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You need an Intel CPU core i5 at 3.3 gigahertz, maybe an AMD at, what is this? The AMD CPU Phenom 11X4 940. I don't really know too much about AMD.
That's, Yeah, I mean,
You need system RAM of 6 gigabytes, as well as a graphics card of an NVIDIA GPU GeForce GTX 660 or AMG GPU Radeon HD 78070 with a hard drive space of 40 gigabytes and DirectX 11. Minimum specs.
oh dear.
Minimum specs.
That's minimum. That's not. Ooh.
So,
I can play it so far. Tell me what's recommended. Let's see if I can do this shit.
Intel i7 3770.
That's what I have.
3.4 gigahertz. Me too.
3770K, motherfucker. Let's do this.
Yep, and
Richard.
an AMD CPU or FX G3550 4 gigahertz, either or.
Yeah.
You need 8 gigabytes of RAM. That's
I
recommended.
got 16, motherfucker.
Me too. Right
Oh my
here.
God.
You need the NVIDIA GPU GeForce GTX 770. I ain't got that. And GPU Radeon R9 290.
That's perfect. I don't have the R9. I have a Radeon 7970, which is just like an R9, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh,
and
so
R9 is a rebranded version of that.
Use AMD.
Yeah, well, just for the video card.
Screw you, buddy. NVIDIA,
'Cause,
NVIDIA knows what they're doing. Have fun with your little baby toys. No, I'm kidding.
It was cheaper, and the benchmark was the same.
Is this real? Does this happen? Because I feel like it does.
Do people yell about video
graphics cards?
I don't know. I mean, for processors, it makes more sense to use an Intel one because it costs more money, but it's like it doesn't suck as much power, and there's a lot of reasons. With video cards, there are like passionate NVIDIA people. I don't understand.
I don't get it, man.
Why? I mean, it's just whatever.
NVIDIA experience is really good.
Mhm.
That's the one thing I'll say, but it's not good enough. Like, it doesn't actually utilize your PC's power. Like, it'll be like, oh, yeah, you want to use these settings here for Arkham City. You don't want to go any higher than that. And I'll be like, I'll go higher than that. Look, 60 frames. What? You know?
Yeah, when I got my 7970, I looked at the equivalent NVIDIA card, and it costs, I want to say, over $100 more.
It does.
And the benchmarks were identical, and in some cases in favor of the AMD one. So it's like, why do I? Because you buy NVIDIA because of NVIDIA? Like, that's...
Well, I guess, there was a period where PC developers were designing exclusively for AMD and then exclusively for NVIDIA. Like that brief period where it was like, if you want to play a game like Fear, you couldn't play it on your NVIDIA. You had to have the AMD.
Yeah.
And then it kind of flipped over, and then NVIDIA became the must-have, especially with their PhysX program or whatever it was.
Let's go back to the 90s so I can use my old Voodoo card.
Voodoo card! Yay! I had a Mac back then. I don't want to talk about it. But I know about Voodoo cards. They seem cool. You got a sound card? All right.
Got my Sound Blaster Pro.
Oh, man. I actually was thinking about buying one of those just because...
Why?
Well, no. They have these external sound cards that are really cool.
What?
Yeah, they're really, really cool. They actually like take more advantage of your like if I wanted to, like, I have a PC that does not have digital optical out, and so I could just plug that bad boy in and it would be able to utilize it to its full potential.
Okay, that's cool.
And it's only like $40.
That's not bad either.
Anyway, let's move on.
Let's do it.
Nordic Games will publish Broken Age, a physical boxed version. It will be on shelves spring 2015, simultaneously with the release of the digital version for Part 2 of Broken Age.
Are we, like, boxes in for consoles or boxes in for PC?
For PC.
Okay.
Although currently there are plans to release it on PlayStation 4 and Vita. No word on physical releases for those.
That's great because if there's one thing I love, it's playing a point-and-click adventure on my console. That's great.
The only I got to
maybe I'll go home and play Command & Conquer on my Xbox because I hate myself.
I played StarCraft on 64 and I liked it back then. I'm not gonna lie.
You disgust me.
I thought it was great. Split screen, dude. There was
you should get into the competitive scene with that. I'm sure you'd do really well.
Take this, Koreans. I know how to play with this crappy controller. By the way, Tim Schafer has a few opinions as to why he wanted this boxed. He said it was to avoid the perils of solar flares, EMP bombs, and stuff like that, as long as people store their discs in fireproof safes. People do that, right? Thank you, Tim. Thank you. Always so good.
Tim, hey, physical media is dead, bro. Just saying.
I think it's more of like Nordic just being like, we really want to do this. And then being like, all right.
Yeah, that's kind of a thing. It's just, it's like with the physical release of Retro City Rampage. That came out. It's like, why'd you do that? I just did it.
I guess Goat Simulator did really well when they released it physically. So I guess there might be some sort of return. I do think it's like a particular audience that is hanging around like Target or Kmart and picking up the latest World of Warcraft expansion.
Yeah, and there's yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's probably an audience out there for it, so that's cool.
Weird people.
I get the idea. I like the feel of the box. I like that stuff. I like physical media.
Box.
I like the feel of the box. It's great.
Broken Age. Yeah, Broken Age is really good. Did you play it yet?
No, I have it. I
Highly-
got it for a Steam sale, and I just haven't played it.
Fucking awesome.
I've heard nothing but great things.
I would put it on my best games of the year list, but unfortunately, I just don't feel it's done. I don't think it's finished, so I couldn't include it.
Can't do it.
Do you remember Devolver Digital? They're the crazy guys that put out things like Head of Food Boyfriend, Gods We Watching, and Hotline Miami.
I absolutely love them. They're fantastic.
Well, there's no one better than their CEO, Fork Parker, the greatest name.
That is a good name.
So good. Anyway, he broke the news recently of his company's intentions by going on Twitter, and here's his tweet. Hey, at Sega, please let us nerds at Devolver Digital have the license to create a new Seaman game. Pretty please.
And did Sega respond?
Someone tweeted at him saying, no, Saito actually owns the rights to Seaman. So he goes, okay. At Ute Saito, hi, if you own the rights to Seaman, then let's make a new one. Saito just said, hi, for smartphone? And Fork said, maybe PC and smartphone? And that's the news.
Holy shit.
I love them so much.
They're pretty great. Like, I love Hotline Miami, and that's kind of where
Shit.
I found out about them.
Yeah,
And,
same here.
I think it was it E3 last year or 2 years ago. They were there promoting Hotline Miami,
Mm-hmm.
and they just had a bus full of beer.
Yeah.
And I just remember like Max Scoville like went to interview him, and he was like clearly drunk.
Yeah.
Just hanging out. He was just like, I'm on a bus with Devolver Digital video games. So they're a really cool company.
I haven't heard anybody impersonate that man for a bit. So
That's exactly what he sounds like. No, it's not.
did you ever play Seaman, the original one?
Yeah.
I actually just dug out my Dreamcast and I
The
still
little
have
microphone and everything, and
Yeah, I don't have the foam ball that goes on it.
I think most people lose that.
Damn.
It's a really low grade foam too. So when you do find them like in the wild or at used video game stores, a lot of times they're deteriorated, discolored, or just gross. Because that kind of foam, I don't know, it kind of loses. It gets all crumbly and dry.
In the words of our president, Barack Obama, oh no, that's a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
So yeah, sometimes your semen foam crumbles.
I like it. By the way, did you know that they actually re-released the original Seaman for PlayStation 2 in 2001 and eventually produced the sequel for the PlayStation 2? Or, I'm sorry, they re-released it on 2001 on the PS2, and then they had the sequel in 2007 for the PlayStation 2, except it featured a peking man, and it had more God game elements? Because it happened, buddy!
I did not know that.
I didn't either. I was writing the story. I was like, I knew that it happened, but I didn't know what the game was about. What are you saying?
Was what?
What did you,
Oh, what was I going to say? Oh, yeah. It seems like that's something they should have done on the GameCube, because I know like Sega was tossing all their IPs onto the GameCube at that time.
Yeah.
And then also at the same time, Nintendo had that game Odama, which is a voice-controlled feudal strategy pinball game.
Right.
So you have the mic controller. So then if you threw semen on there, it'd be easy.
Didn't they? I know.
It's such a weird thing.
Yep. Didn't they have the sequel to Hey You Pikachu on the GameCube at the same time? Or was that Pokemon Channel?
Rob, maybe? I don't know.
One of them usually, I always wanted to play that. I never actually played the voice command feudal era pinball game, but that game had amazing graphics for the time. Like seeing the people bounce back and stuff like that. It was so cool.
Yeah, Odama is don't play that. Don't do that to yourself. It is not fun.
I wonder if it works on Dolphin, I'll do it. You know?
Yeah, it's just the problem is with the voice commands, and you have to use the voice commands. There's no way around it. They just don't work. So it's cool when it's working, but 90% of the time you're just screaming at your controller like an insane person. It's not working.
No,
but
that's
hey,
me that's me every
you
day,
should make
so.
Yeah, they should definitely make a Seaman game, and they should port it to Wii U, because that'd be cool on my tablet controller, and it's got a mic built in. So you should do that, Devolver Digital.
In case you kids don't know, Seaman was a game about a fish who you could talk to after you raised him from like a horrific birthing process.
Yeah, it's not a
involving
sex game, you
squids.
fucking perverts.
No.
It's what we did with our Dreamcast back in 2000.
Literally babies draining blood from each other's heads, and then eventually you had a fish that could talk to you about philosophy. I remember one time he asked me what's the greatest invention ever made, and I said the wheel, because he just hit me too hard with them. I'm like, wheel, sure, wheel. And he goes, you know what I think it was? Language. And I was like, whoa. Like, you want to, if you got some good weed and a copy of Seaman, you will have just the best time, as long as you mess with the clock.
Not so much a game, more like just a really fucked up Tamagotchi thing.
Yeah, it was a pet simulator. Hey, where should the next Far Cry take place? Well, we might know where it's going to go, thanks to Far Cry asking a small, select number of players which list of scenarios, locations, and something else. They didn't have a third one there. It should be for the next Far Cry game. They did the exact same thing with Assassin's Creed. That's how we found out about colonial America.
Mm-hmm.
So here we go.
Pirate shit too.
Here's what we got. Alaska, and is about survival in extreme wilderness. Futuristic sci-fi setting on another planet. Vietnam War during the 1960s. Cocaine trafficking jungles of Peru. Fight against or join vampires.
What?
Spaghetti Western style set in the late 19th century Americas.
Winner.
One that is set during a zombie outbreak.
No one's ever done that before.
Blood Dragon 2.
Yes.
Mad Max set in a post-apocalyptic world.
No,
isn't that just...
it's Fallout.
That's just...
You just made Fallout with tower climbing.
In the present day on a Jurassic Park-style island of dinosaurs.
Yes.
Or the world of Shangri-La from Far Cry. The first one.
No, fuck Shangri-La. It's just a jungle.
Yeah, it really was.
I would say spaghetti western, fun, different.
Done.
And I like Blood Dragon 2. That would be Blood Dragon.
I always liked the idea of Blood Dragon more than I liked the game. Like, I love the aesthetic and I love the voice acting. I love the jokes, but the actual gameplay didn't always click for me. So
it wasn't as good as Far Cry 3. I agree with you there.
Yeah, I would love to see them refine that and make that a $60 product or maybe even a $100 product. No, why am I saying these things? Don't give them any ideas. DLC will make it 100.
I think dinosaurs would be cool. But what they should do is pare back on all the
bullshit.
Dinosaurs
were cool, I think is what you meant to say.
Yeah, they're cool. They're cool.
They were cool, and then they died.
Not enough good dinosaur video games. Open world-ish dinosaur video game would be nice.
What is that called? Jurassic Park Extinction?
Color a Dinosaur?
No. Yeah, Color a Dinosaur. What was that? Jurassic Park Extinction? Because I was like,
is that the one with like the raptor one?
It's the big pair of breasts. So you're playing in first person.
Yeah, and you got like fucked up arms, and it's just like the first person game with like a weird physics engine, like pre Half-Life, and it's all like.
Seamus Blackley worked on that game and then left and founded the core team of the original Xbox.
Yeah, well there you go. Yeah, that game's fucked up. There's actually a very famous. It's one of the original Let's Plays, or one of the original Let's Players.
Oh, yeah.
It's very informative. It's like a 12-part thing. It's one of the best Let's Plays ever. And is it called Carnivore? Carnivore.
Yeah.
Jurassic Park Carnivore. Or something like that.
Carnosaur. It's something like Extinction or Extension or...
Extraction.
I don't know.
Either way, yeah, I don't give a shit. Bring back some of the mechanics from Far Cry 2. Make the game tough again. Stop making me go on dumb fetch quests and climb towers. Fuck you.
Let's move on from that note because that is perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
By the way, Assassin's Creed Unity's DLC Dead Kings will be free for Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and PC owners, regardless of when they purchase the game, starting on January 13th.
Oh, cool. More free broken shit for your broken game. Have fun.
Yeah.
That's so fucked up. That's like you drive off the lot with a brand new Cadillac. It blows up in the parking lot, and you go, hey, your engine just blew up. And he goes, here's an alternator for free. What the fuck am I going to do with that?
You drove off the lot. You drove off the lot.
Eat shit. Fix your game. Stop giving away achievements and DLC and other things we don't need.
What if I told you?
What if I told you?
What if in a world, Battlefield 4, Shadows of the Damned, Lost Planet 3, and Earth Defense Force all have something in common now?
I can kind of link Shadows of the Damned and Earth Defense Force.
Oh man, I love Shadows of the Damned.
Silly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Shadows of the Damned is my favorite game that says boner a lot.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, okay, I'll give it to it. Very good.
Best boner game.
Taste My Big Boner.
Taste My Big Boner.
All of the people a bunch of people that worked on all those games have joined forces to create Fugitive Games, a brand new studio that has a Kickstarter to create a game called Into the Stars. According to them, you will take the role of a captain and you will explore a massive solar system in search of a new home for humanity. Outfit your ship, select your crew. They're currently seeking $85,000. Just let me bounce some stories back and forth here, just to compare that. So we got Fugitive Games. They want to make some space simulation, first person, whatever.
Sure.
Star Citizen just reached nearly $70 million. They're at like $68.5 million in Kickstarter. So good luck with that.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Mega Man's back. Mega Man is back.
Fat Mega Man?
Huh?
Fat Mega Man?
Fat Mega Man?
That's my favorite one. Box art Mega Man. Fat.
Oh, I love that dude. The yellow guy who's
just
like... he's just... It looks like a futuristic, like, chemo patient. It's the weirdest thing.
Yeah. And it pisses off fanboys, which I like that the best.
Oh,
hey guys, you can play as Mega Man. Really? Yeah,
you-
the fat one from the box art.
You can actually buy the controller now too.
Ooh.
I mean, you can buy the controller. What the fuck
There's a
am I talking
controller?
about? You
Just-
can buy the figurine of the original cover art.
Oh, I was hoping like each one of the analog sticks was like a squishy man titty from Fat Mega Man. Because that'd be cool.
So disturbing.
Press into him.
So disturbing. No. Mega Man is returning exclusively in South Korea. Rockman Go-Go,
Whoa.
it's a 3D, third-person, endless runner featuring multiple characters in the Mega Man series, including Mega Man, Iceman, Cutman, etc. Players have to shoot and jump and avoid obstacles while sliding between tracks before facing off against a robot boss. Janoi is developing the game for the Korean iOS and Android stores. Capcom has yet to comment if the game will see a global release, but you can watch videos right now. Well, here's a feel-good story then. There has been a lawsuit that has been was started by a bunch of former NFL players against Electronic Arts for using characters to resemble them, their moves, and their history.
Okay, yeah.
The Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals has allowed the lawsuit to move forward. Here's what we got. Judge Raymond Fisher. Everybody loves Judge Raymond Fisher. He explained his decision. We hold EA's use of the former players' likenesses is not incidental. Why the fuck can I read today? Incidental, because it is central to EA's main commercial purpose to create a realistic virtual simulation of football games involving current and former NFL teams.
Yep.
I absolutely agree.
That's
Here's EA's response, though. This is great. We believe. Hold on. We gotta be objective. We believe in the First Amendment. The right to create and expressive works in any form that relate to real people and events, and we will seek further court review to protect it. Cobra attack. I don't know.
I
Yeah.
saw them as more of a Skeletor, but Cobra's good.
By the way, they did agree to pay $40 million to a bunch of NCAA athletes last year. So there is precedent. By the way, Paul Hellquist. Do you know who this guy is? Let me tell you about him.
Tell me all
Let me
about it.
paint you a picture.
Paint me a picture.
He was the leader of the design team for BioShock, the original. He personally designed the plasmid gene tonic system and the hacking minigame. He also designed a bunch of levels. He also was the creative director for Borderlands 2.
Wow.
I know.
The hell's he doing?
He also handcrafted missions, gear, miscellaneous environments, interactive elements, treasures, chests, explosive barrels, etc. He has joined Robot Entertainment, the developers of Orcs Must Die, and will now begin working on Orcs Must Die Unchained.
Oh, okay. 3D tower defense.
I don't like
I'm
it
always
either.
on sale on Steam. The game.
He must have
people
gotten a-
like it. I don't. It's
He
whatever.
must have gotten a really sweet parking job. Like, they're just like, you can park right in
Yeah.
front of the building every day. Done.
Hey, it's every man's dream to make Orcs Must Die 3, 4, whatever.
By the way, League of Legends might create their own server network. This is according to Riot Games. Here's what they said. Why are we doing this? Currently, ISPs focus primarily on moving large volumes of data in seconds or minutes, which is good for buffered applications like YouTube or Netflix, but not so good for real-time games, which you need to move very small amounts of data in milliseconds. On top of that, your internet connection might bounce all over the country instead of running directly to where it needs to go, which can impact your network quality and ping whether the game server is across the country or right down the street. So there you go.
Makes sense. I mean, they've done a lot of good stuff in the past. Like, I think their policies on dealing with like trolls and harassment in game has been basically unprecedented. Like, they're one of the few companies that has attacked that head on. So I trust them. I'm sure they'll do well. Seems like a good idea. Good job, Riot Games.
There are over 67 million League of Legends players per month, making it
Damn, that's a lot.
technically making it, I guess, the world's most popular game is what they've listed as, although Minecraft is so freaking close.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they finally know the numbers of how many people are playing Minecraft, and one of the guys that worked there said, we have over 900,000 players, and we're not even close to peak hours.
Yeah, I think, well, and the difference is with when you measure something like popularity of a game, I don't think it ends with the game.
No.
Minecraft is bigger than the game. You can buy Minecraft anything.
Bigger than Jesus.
It's bigger than fucking Jesus.
But not the Beatles. They were something. They were. You gotta remember, they changed the whole musical landscape. When their hair grew, so did America.
I don't know. I think that Paul McCartney guy's got a pretty bright career ahead of him.
Yeah.
Now that he's teamed up with Kanye.
Man,
that young man. He's really going to go places.
Man, I don't like that song. I don't like the song. And I like
it's not
Kanye
good.
and I like
I just
Paul
like
McCartney.
making that Paul McCartney joke every time I get an opportunity to.
Okay, do you remember Zombie Studios? They're the guys that made Blacklight Retribution as well as the Spec Ops line. Well, they closed.
Oh.
Builder Box is taking over Blacklight Retribution. Okay, bye.
All right, bye.
Sorry, guys.
I thought Spec Ops The Line was, isn't that Jaeger?
No, they didn't make that one.
They made a different one?
They made Spec Ops, and then they stopped making them around...
Oh, those fucking shitty PlayStation 1 games? The budget games?
Yeah!
Oh, fuck those games.
Yes, sir.
I had one of those, and me and my friends, we would, we would kind of have bets to see if you could beat the first level of the game.
Oh, that's
because the game was so fucked that bullets would pass through the terrain.
Yep.
So you would get shot through like mountains and trees and the ground and shit. Like you couldn't do it. We put on cheat codes, infinite ammo and infinite health. Okay, so I should be like unkillable. Yeah. And we still couldn't beat the game because there were levels with time limits and we couldn't complete all the objectives within the time limits.
Man,
that's how fucked that game is.
Man, that's how fucked the world was because that was before cable internet. So you're like, we got to keep playing this.
Yeah, that's all you could do.
By the way, they're not the only studio affected right now. Codemasters has actually laid off around 50 jobs.
Oh.
I know. Oh, no. Yeah, they got about 500 people that work for the company globally. So that's roughly 10% of the company got laid off.
That's rough.
Very, very sad. Okay. What the hell is this? I don't even know what this story is.
Fuck it.
It's like 5 stories got garbled together. By the way, 2K said that Evolve has already gone gold and soon will go into beta. And a lot of people said, what? The hell are you doing? Okay. We have the quote. They have explanations for them. Have you ever heard of this happening? Going gold and then going into beta?
That doesn't make any sense. That's a weird thing. I don't think has that ever happened? I guess we wouldn't know because, I mean, I don't know.
The beta is to test our server infrastructure again so that everything runs smoothly on launch day and the servers remain up and stable.
Okay, so it's probably the same setup as like Destiny, probably? Like, I
Bingo.
guarantee Destiny was fucking done and they just did the beta. And
The alpha.
Yeah,
the
alpha. Yeah, alpha my ass.
So there you go. That's why they're doing it. All Mafia 3 might be coming soon because the actor who played the lead role in Mafia 2, Rick Pascalone, said, we might have some exciting news very soon.
Maybe he just bought a fast food franchise. Ever think of that?
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he was actually responding when he said something about Happy New Year, and someone said, please make Mafia 3, and he was like...
I just bought an Arby's.
Yes. By the way, Minecraft was the second most searched term on YouTube in 2014, second only to music. And I believe in like 8th place, PewDiePie was there.
Oh.
PewDiePie.
See, why don't you just make YouTube videos where you scream over Minecraft? You'd be famous by now. You're fucking this whole thing up, man.
Why am I doing a podcast? We could play
I don't
Minecraft.
know. Maybe let's just tell people we're playing Minecraft right now and tag Minecraft like when wherever you post this on Stitcher, just Minecraft.
Ooh,
tag.
that's a good idea.
We'll just lure people in artificially.
We just mentioned it.
Yeah,
So
hey, we're talking about it right now, so you can't even tell us we're full of shit.
Technically. By the way, if you win the Call of Duty Championships on March 27th through the 9th, you will win $1 million. The championships will take place in Los Angeles.
Mm-hmm. So quit your day job and just play video games till you're good enough.
That's what I'm going to do.
That's what I'm doing.
Hellblade! Ninja Theory's brand new Hellblade game that we learned a little bit about in Gamescom. That's Ninja Theory. They're making it. Said that it will not just come to the PlayStation 4, but also the PC with 4K resolution and support for mods. Monument Valley.
Hey, that's something I care about.
You do?
Yes.
I have bad news for you.
Oh, why?
Here's what they said on Twitter. Us2 Games, the developer of the puzzle game on Android and iOS devices, they said, interesting fact, only 5% of Monument Valley installs on Android are paid for, 40% on iOS. There's a sneak peek of data.
Oh, geez, that's depressing. I've heard things like that before. Like, I think it was Volgar the Viking.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they were talking about how like 95% of the people who play Volgar the Viking just pirated it, and that was it. What can you do? I wish people would pay for Monument Valley. Like, if I stole that game, I would just be like, oh my god, I love you. Take my money.
Yeah. I mean, that's what a lot of people say they do with pirating, but very, very, very few people do.
Yeah.
You know.
That's too bad. And it's like $2. Fuck you. It's not a $60 game. You don't have $2?
Well, here's what they actually had to say. When I say we're not complaining about that ratio, that kind of ratio was expected before we made the game, and it's not that surprising that we've released the game. You just roll with the punches, and it is funny because they say the game is about forgiveness. If you go to the website, and I'm like, well,
there you go.
I guess they're right. But Transistor, on the other side, sold over 600,000 copies on PC and the PlayStation 4, according to Greg Kasavin. Supergiant Games were very happy to see that Transistor selling even faster relative to Bastion during the first couple of months after its launch. Word of mouth is what kept Bastion going for way, way longer than we could have imagined, and it's what kept Transistor going strong too. So there you go.
Cool.
Bastion sold over 3 million copies altogether.
Wow.
Apparently there's a new Baldur's Gate in development.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, didn't they have like some like iPad version of it coming out? And I was like, oh.
Let's just leave it at that.
Yeah, what the fuck? Fuck that.
I hate to say it, but that's going to do it for the news.
That's it?
Yeah.
We're earning on Baldur's Gate. Fuck that.
Yeah, I just was like, well, that's a finish. So Baldur's Gate, fuck you.
Fuck it.
Go eat at Arby's, you dickhead. All right. Hey, before we get to like plugs and all that kind of stuff, I want to plug some stuff.
Pre-plugging your plugs? Wait.
Sort of, kind of, maybe. Let's go. Here's what happened. I actually beat Yakuza 1. Did I tell you about this? I actually played Yakuza 1.
Gee, Colin, tell me more.
Yakuza 1 on the PlayStation 2 was originally released in 2005 in Japan and 2006 internationally. The game featured an English voice cast, and it was okay. I played it. Here's the thing what I'm going to say. If you want to watch me play all the Yakuza games, you can go to youtube.com/games-under-pressure. If you go there, you can see all the stuff. I got there. It's like me playing a bunch of Yakuza 1. I'm moving on to Yakuza 2. I just want to let you all know out there, Yakuza 1, not a great game. That game, stiff as a board, all right? You try and lock on enemies, and then you'll be punching, and then suddenly, before you know it, you're completely turned around, but you can't unlock. They totally fixed that in Yakuza 2. This is just a little plug. I don't know what else to say. Yakuza 1, not great.
But fun to watch because of your entertaining commentary.
Oh, stop. So, anyway, yeah, that's all I played this week. If you're wondering where the hell the first hour is, it's because I'm never going to do that show again. No, I'm kidding. Of course I'm going to still do the first hour. The problem is that the first hour is hard to make when there's no games out.
Yeah, there's not fuck all for you to do right now.
There's nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
I mean, there might be some PSN stuff coming out soon. I've been searching. I swear to God. On Wii U, I know there's at least one game coming out, but I guess it's only 20 minutes long, so I probably won't be able to do a first hour on it. Starting on the 20th, I'll be doing that Saints Row Get From Hell first hour. We will get back into the motions. We will have more episodes of the first hour. In the meantime, watch To The Death. That's the Yakuza series. I play through entire games. I live stream them, and then I archive it on YouTube. So just go there and watch that and just hold your friggin' horses. First hour is dependent on video games. You could have me just sitting in the corner of an empty screen and talking for an hour, but why bother? Okay? Okay. God damn it.
You just play Minecraft, you know? You ever heard of Minecraft?
That sounds pretty good.
Yeah, Minecraft.
Actually, I did. This is no joke.
You fucking Minecraft steamer.
I did.
Streamer.
I did an episode of the first hour for Minecraft on the PlayStation 4.
Mm-hmm. How'd that go?
I got so bored halfway through. I went, okay, I got to do this over again. I recorded it again, and I don't think I ever released it. I have like 3 hours of me playing Minecraft. And went, this is pointless.
Yeah, well, that's how I know I'm old because the one time I played Minecraft, I dug a hole really far down, and then I couldn't get out of the hole. So it's kind of like my life.
That was actually that's actually what I did too. I'm not even kidding.
It is. It's just kind of a life simulator. So
let's close up the show. Steve, where can people reach you?
Well, you can reach me on twitter.com. I don't know if you heard of that site before. I'm on Twitter at Steve Cuff. I kind of run a website thing. It's called optimismvaccine.com. And I surround myself with very talented people so that I look more talented than I actually am. And we write really cool stuff about pop culture, movies, music, video games, everything. Everything you could possibly think of. And they're brilliant. And you should go there. And we do videos on YouTube, too. You can go to youtube.com/optimismvaccine. And there's shit on there, and it's fucking okay.
Did you say backslash? I've not heard anyone say backslash.
Well, I don't want somebody to type a /. Can you imagine the ramifications?
I always have to think about how to type in a / before I do it. It's really hard.
It is. That's a toughie.
You just released a recent episode. What's it about?
Actually, well, we recorded the OpVacCast last night, which is our podcast that we do. It comes out every 2 weeks because we're fucking lazy. We don't do this weekly shit like some motherfuckers. But yeah, we talk about neo-noir films. So we talk about like Blood Simple. We talk about film noir in general. We talk about Inherent Vice.
Talk about Brick.
No, actually, we didn't talk about Brick. Why the fuck didn't we talk about Brick? See, and that's why you should be a guest sometime, Colin.
We'll
see.
We
were talking about Brick.
We'll see.
We also talk about Sinbad, the actor, the man, the myth, the legend. We talk about the Coachella lineup this year and how we're old and we don't know any of these bands the kids are hip to. And
I would recommend everybody go download. What's it called again?
The OpVacCast. Get it? Because it's like optimism vaccine and a cast. And
I hate when people just add cast on anything.
That's all you do.
All right. That's a good podcast.
Who the fuck would do that? Like, what if you own a website called GamesUnderPressure.com and you just said the PRESSURECAST?
Hey, the PRESSURECAST came before the website, man. That's why it's called. Make no mistake about it. I came up with that just because of there's apparently an installation for pipes called the PRESSURECAST. Not kidding. That's true.
Look at you, little plumber.
Hey, hold on. I got to promote some stuff.
You
can follow me on Twitter at Dr. Crychop. That's at Dr. Crychop. Or hey, what if you want to add me as a friend on one of your consoles? You weirdo. Go ahead. I don't care. The Space Questlon on Xbox Live. That's question with an L instead of an I. Don't ask me why. Or if you want, _question57 on Wii U, on PSN, wherever. I forget what my Steam name is. And go to Games Under Pressure Colin on Twitch and watch me. That's twitch.com/Games Under Pressure Colin.
Where can we find you on OnLive?
OnLive? I don't know. I can't give that out. It'll buffer my stream, and then I'll lose at. I don't even remember what games were on there. I can't make that joke. But anyway, Steve, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Fantastic. Remember, listeners, no matter what happens to you, no matter who else in your life is important and dies and ruins your surroundings, do not fear, for the PRESSURECAST is forever.